right? So if we look into some old myth versus new reality, right? People go in HR because they like people. How many of you agree with this thing? How many of you have given answers in interview like this?
Never.
Huh?
Never. We have never answered this.
There are many people I have seen. Why do you want to join HR? Because sir, I like interacting with people.
सर ऐसे क्वेश्चन, सर ऐसे आंसर्स मुझे मिले हैं while I used to do recruitment that I want to get into HR because I like talking to people.
Absolutely, means you get this. Now these people require these kind of inputs. ये MBA level पे उनके प्रोफेसर्स को ये सारी चीजें उनको समझानी पड़ेगी, पढ़ानी पड़ेगी. तब जाके वो माइंडसेट चेंज होगा, तब जाके HR की लीडरशिप अगले 10 साल में चेंज होगी.
Sir.
Yes.
Earlier, my professor used to say me or the other interviewee that whenever you go and attend any interview, whenever a person asks you that why do you want to go for HR, so say, sir, I'm very much empathic. I'm very much empathetic. I empathy, so I want to be a HR because I'm less empathy
and
more.
There are hell lot of professionals who still work with this mindset, right? So our job is to make people more competitive and not comfortable.
Earlier, I attended a workshop where HR of OYO came and he said very good thing that we HR is a facilitator.
Right.
So we are not here to be we are not going to take any views or any side of the employer or whether employer. We are just a facilitator. So we need to facilitate each other.
Correct. You are a slave. So basically another myth is that HR deals with the soft side of the business. Right. But in reality, impact of HR practices on business can and should be measured. It's a very core function, right? HR focuses on cost and must control it. No doubt it is important, right? But value creation is more important, and increasing the intellectual capital is more important rather than cost cutting, right? So when I take my recruitment session, right, I always say that if you are getting good candidate, don't compromise on your budget. Correct? So by bringing good intellectual capital in your organization at premium price, right, obviously you are not doing cost control, but you are adding value. HR is a police and health and happiness patrol. Picnic organize कर दिया, Diwali functions organize कर दिया, Rangoli competition organize कर दिया, right? I never used to give budget for these activities in my organization, right? I never used to sign that document. I used to say कि मेरे boss से सीधा आप sign कर लो, आप ऊपर से budget ले लो, मेरे को कोई problem नहीं. But I am not going to encourage these things. Right? See, our job is to make employees more committed and competitive. Right? कई अब तो क्या है कि अभी तो सोशल मीडिया इतना आ गया है, दिवाली के टाइम पे देखो HR की कितनी फजेती बनाते हैं, वीडियोस निकलते हैं ना, HR रंगोली कंपटीशन ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहा है, फैंसी ड्रेस करवा रहा है, ट्रेडिशनल ड्रेस करवा रहा है, राइट?
एंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग का गिफ्ट.
हाँ,
that is a most important activity at that time.
Right. So,
if I am not wrong.
Absolutely. So
distributing of sweets, distributing of gifts.
So
I think next one will not get anything. All the companies.
उसके बाद कॉर्पोरेट से फोन अलग आते हैं, जो यूनिट्स होते हैं उनके पास, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया कि नहीं हो गया तुम्हारे यहाँ?
हाँ, रिपोर्ट दो उसका. फिर दिवाली की छुट्टियां खत्म होने के बाद जब पूरा कच्चा चिट्ठा बता था उसको प्रेजेंटेशन में दो, इतने एब्सेंट थे, इतने नहीं आए थे, इतने बॉक्सेस बचे थे, right? So the thing is that once you start developing a strategic mindset, na, you will hate all these jobs. I assure you. Previous slide. Abhir, which slide you are referring to? Because this is only one slide that we are continuing over here. Abhin, are you referring to this side? Business environment. Yes. Do you want to ask anything, Abhin, on this?
I just want to say it once.
Yes, please. Hello. Yes, Abhir. Yeah, Pratibha is asking, would like to know about value addition and non-value addition active functions. Right. See, now, Pratibha.
Hello.
Yes, Pratibha. You are
yes.
value addition and non-value addition functions, right?
Yes.
Right. Now, for example, say you do recruitments.
Yes.
Right. What do you think now? Look, after listening to the discussions that we are having, what do you think that which functions of yours of recruitment, right, are can be done away with?
Sorry, can be done?
Can be done away with.
Okay. So I think can be done. The operational function of recruitment, like making offer letters, etc., those things. It can be given
still,
like
that still you need to do internally. Somebody needs to sign it. CV sourcing.
CV sourcing. Well, I believe
Analyzing the CVs.
Yeah. So initial chunk can be given, but then CV sourcing is also a critical function in recruitment because
if you want to make it critical, you can make it critical. Otherwise, not required.
I mean, initial CV sourcing can be given, but then like we need to also look into that the CVs which come after filtration that need to be screened at the second or third level so that we get a good fitment.
Correct.
Presently, a lot of websites have been created wherein the algorithm has been developed. Wherein,
right.
The CV can define it. I mean, CV can be scanned through to give you exact input whether it is person possess the skills or not, and which are the right. So, out of 1,000, say you are getting 1,000 CVs, that can be seen into 10 or 100 numbers,
right.
Or maybe.
Right. So now there are many AI-based recruitment softwares, right? Right. Which basically help you to
screen.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
Yes, Mayur.
Nitish ji, actually I want to add one point in this. Generally, most of HR what they do, they used to do copy paste job description and send just give it to us. That you just this is a job description and we are looking this kind of candidate. अब जब हम लोग जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन को जब पढ़ते हैं और जो पोजीशन होते हैं तब पता चलता है कि इसमें ये स्किल जो दिया होता है KPA, KRA जो है वो that is not.
Mayur, here today what we are discussing is that we are not going into very specifics, right?
Okay.
Right. We are talking at a very broader. We are talking at a very broad level, right? We are talking at organizational level, right?
Okay.
Okay, so what you are saying is correct, but this point you can bring in when we are discussing recruitment and selection function, right, or talent acquisition function,
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
right? So shall we continue further?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
No, so coming to the back
Yes.
into the question, what can be termed as a value addition and non-value adding?
See, Pratibha, the thing is that what creates value? First, you need to understand that thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Agar koi, if is there any function, right, or is there any process, right, basically,
Mm-hmm.
which helps you to eliminate maybe time,
Okay.
workload,
Mm-hmm.
correct? So now, if you outsource the CV screening,
Mm-hmm.
right, it will definitely save you time and energy. You can focus your time and energy on other strategic jobs rather than CVs.
I want to intervene.
Yes, yes, Abhi.
Yeah, Nitin Kulkarni here. If we give the offer letter on the same day, would save the time.
Right.
There are many companies who give offer letter 7-8 days later,
Correct.
wherein the position is required on an urgent basis. The interviews are scheduled on a very urgent basis.
Correct.
So why offers are given late? So there is a value addition to be taken into.
Right. So if you
Person comes for an interview, he spends an hour in an organization and goes with an offer letter.
right.
It doesn't happen.
So this will increase your probability of his not refusing the offer on date of joining.
No, I am talking of a value addition into it.
No, absolutely. Now another impact of this thing will be, for example, if he is having 2 or 3 of other offers, right?
Yeah.
और ही इज लाइन अप फॉर अदर इंटरव्यूज, अगर इसको यहाँ पे ही एक ऑफर मिल गया, अच्छा मिल गया उसको, तो शायद वो दूसरे 2 इंटरव्यू पे ना जाए.
Yeah, he may continue with you.
Yes, absolutely. So that will basically save your time. Is at the end, on the date of joining, you don't get any new surprises.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So this is what we will discuss when we discuss about business HR process re-engineering, right? Where you
Yes,
conduct an entire exercise that what are the processes that are adding value, what are the processes that are not adding value.
Yes.
Right. So you do an entire exercise of NBA and non-NBA, NBA and BA. So
Yeah.
जो processes है, जो आपको वैल्यू एडिशन कर रहे हैं, वो आप उतना अपने पास रखिए, बाकी का जो है या तो आउटसोर्स कर दीजिए या तो एलिमिनेट कर दीजिए.
See, the screen which is displayed presently is old myths and new realities.
Right.
So from myths we have to go to realities, and we should understand the HR function in thorough, that exactly where our time is getting engaged
Absolutely.
into unvalue added activities. So that needs to be eliminated properly.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Right, Pratibha, got the answer? You have any doubt now? Or I think you're amply clear.
Hello.
I understood. So one that eliminates the time and workload that will come into the non-value addition activity, right?
Yes. Prima facie. There can be n number of activities and n number of possibilities. But I am just giving you a prima facie example. एक छोटा example दिया है आपको.
Okay.
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 Move ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the question answers can be done in later on with the
Yeah,
final session.
Sure.
Yeah, please.
So now Dave Ulrich basically gave a 4-quadrant model, right? So one was strategy focus, one was operational focus, one was people focus, and one was process focus, right? So management of strategic human resources, management of HR processes, management of employee contribution, and management of transformation and change, right? So this was the 4-quadrant model that he gave in 2003. And this was the first premises where he talked about HR's role as a business partner, right? So he coined these terms as strategic partner, wherein the HR where alignment of HR and business strategy was there. His role, HR's role as a change agent, wherein you are required to effectively manage transformation and change, right? You become employee champion in a sense that you manage employee contribution. In short, make them more competent and more motivated, right? And as an administrative expert, you optimize your HR processes, right? And increase their efficiency, correct? So these were the basic 4 roles that were coined by Dave Aldrich while he was working with Jack Welch in transformation of GE as an organization, right? So like I said, as a strategic partner, you need to develop and align strategies, change agent, employee champions, administrative experts, right? So when I share these things with you, when I share this PPT, you will get this. So I'm just skipping over here, right?
Sorry, Nitin, just in last slide, 1 minute, please.
Yeah.
Many of the companies do not offer you all these things to, go together. I'm talking just about the 1 or 2% who are on the top of HR field.
Correct.
So I just want to understand, is it a situational change you are offering, or a kind of model you are just referring? Because this will change company to company, and company will have limited role for even the middle management as well as the senior management based on the situations and the challenges. But
Absolutely.
This is a top model which you can say a professionals and a large company or the company which has a good set of process and policies can offer this.
Yes, absolutely. Now the thing is that what I am here talking about is the self-actualized form of HR.
Right.
Correct. But now the thing is, if I put it in the right context, right, then say we talk about Maslow's need hierarchy theory, right?
Yes.
Right. Everybody must have learned and heard about this need theory, need hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in that he has kept it in a pyramid, right? कि पहले basic needs, बाद में social needs, and then self-esteem, right? And then self-actualization. But in reality, all these needs basically are at parallel level. They are not in a particular hierarchy. Their degree varies. So similarly, this model which I am presenting, or the model which Dave Aldrich has given, that is a self-actualized model for HR guys. Means ultimately आपको ये करना है. अभी हो सकता है based on the degree of your organizational readiness, it will vary. Whether you are at a emerging organization, whether you are at growth level, right, or whether you are at an integrated approach, or whether you are at a consolidated level. जो nature of work मैंने बताया था, right? So maybe in future when you look for organizations to work for, or even a small organization, if you have that strategic bent of mind, right, you will start working from that perspective. The point is that ये एक अल्टीमेट लेवल का है, ये सबसे टॉप लेवल पे है. व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज अ बिट.
Yeah, Nitish, please go ahead.
Right. So when we talk of a business context, then you have a business strategy, and you have business, and then you have HR strategy, right? So when you are working in a traditional model, you will be more of a reactive or issue-based strategy, right? So your HR, so you will be more reactive in approach, right? But when you are talking about strategic HR, you will talk more about alignment and being proactive, which will make business sense for organization. right? And that is where the alignment will come into picture. Correct? So if you see the stakeholders for HR, then obviously HR employees are there, line managers, customers, investors, competitors, regulators, the community. These all are our stakeholders, and we need to address them when we are working in any organization, right? So इतने stakeholders हमारे रहते हैं. So if we summarize, then role is management of strategic HR, wherein you work as a strategic business partner. Then administrative expert, your employee champion. Basically, you respond to employees, make them more competitive, right? And you work as a change agent, where you manage the transformation and work on the building capacity for change of an organization. Right? So these are the mota-moti roles that that you can play. Now, depending on the kind of organization you are working in, the kind of setup you are in, right? The degree will vary, the situation will vary, the perception will vary, and so your role will also vary, right? So this brings us to end of second chapter or this thing.
Just a point, Nitesh.
Yes, Vivek.
Hello.
Yeah, Milind.
Milind Rane, yeah.
Yeah.
This was respect to like the Dave Aldrich model. Like the key result areas of the HR function and the individual also plays a very critical role to understand like what are the priorities that each HR professional should take on as per the business requirement, as per the needs of the organization, and his boss also what expectations immediate boss has and his colleagues as well.
Absolutely.
That also plays a very critical role, and rightly said, like it has to be a balance in all the four roles, like the strategic role, the administration role, the change agent role, yeah.
And many times now what happens is कि ये बच्चे लोग ये strategic HR ये लोग जब जान लेते हैं ना थोड़ी चीजें, right? फिर operational से अपने आप को totally cut off ही कर लेते हैं. That should also not happen.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to understand that you need to balance both the things.
Right.
Right. So
hello.
Yeah, yes, Chirag.
Sir, I have a small doubt. I don't know whether it is right or wrong, but I have this doubt. Sir,
doubt होता है यार.
Sir, जैसे अभी कोई मैम ने बोला था for value addition and for non-value addition.
हाँ जी.
So you gave example of recruitment. So I am taking that example. Sir, जैसे suppose if an organization comes to the point that कुछ function recruitment के are value adding, and there are some functions which we might handle to any consultant agency or to be done in some other way. So suppose if it is a production company, so they have hello.
Yes.
हाँ, so they have charted out के कुछ functions है जैसे बोला screening of applicants or analyzing. Or analyzing. So these are suppose for any production company, this may not be a value adding function, but for example, if it
is a consulting firm, then it will be definitely value adding function to it.
Yes.
Right?
So sir, yes sir. So
that
how
that is the reason I told you that these things are quite relative, right? It will depend on what kind of setup you are working in, right? Now again, now you cannot ask me a question कि जो कंपनी को हम आउटसोर्स करते हैं वो किसको आउटसोर्स करेगी, क्योंकि उसके लिए तो वो ही वैल्यू एडिंग फंक्शन हो जाएगा.
एग्जैक्टली सर,
राइट. सो तुमको तो काम ही वही करना है कि जो दूसरी कंपनी का नॉन वैल्यू एडिंग फंक्शन है वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा पहले वैल्यू एडिंग हो जाएगा.
हाँ, अच्छा, बरोबर सर.
ठीक है. सो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि तुम भी उसमें से नॉन वैल्यू एडिंग निकालो और तुम किसी और थर्ड पार्टी को आउटसोर्स करो.
नहीं.
So don't get into that trap.
Okay.
No, sir, Milind, what do you think?
Actually, sir, yes,
right, actually.
he is asking कि जो हमको जो आउटसोर्सिंग कंपनी है वो कैसे वैल्यू एडिंग नॉन वैल्यू एडिंग करेगी.
You should not lose the ground actually. should understand what
Yeah,
the
don't
basis.
lose your ground. Yes. See, go to your basics. Always my request to the youngsters is go to your basics and understand what the basic fundamentals are. Right? Value is like what you get satisfaction and what matches with the organization. Okay.
Now,
statutory compliances like which you can outsource. Na PA, PSSC, we have hello, but you can know it is to be done.
Right now for you it becomes value added function. It becomes value because the client is paying for you, paying for that.
Yes.